Are we live? Is it Saturday already? Have we made it through yet another week of Star Wars news? Wow, what a week it has been. We will recap everything that's happened this week, but we want to talk about something very important today, and that is Daisy Ridley. She said something quite wild about Star Wars fans and the Star Wars fandom in general, talking about the Rey movie in a recent interview that she was on the Today Show. So we're going to be talking about all this. This is going to be a very fun stream, and we're going to keep continuing to break down this Bad Batch trailer because that is right around the corner. So without further ado, how's everybody doing on this fine Saturday evening? What's up, guys? Today we got a lot to talk about. This Daisy Ridley stuff is kind of crazy. She's actually defending Star Wars fans from the haters, let's say. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to watch this interview. We're going to discuss this video an interview. And that is why this is the thumbnail of the video. Saw some people in the chat before the stream saying that this is some clickbait going on. And we know we don't do that around here. We don't clickbait nobody. We talk about what the thumbnail says we're going to talk about. Maybe we get distracted. Maybe we get off topic. But that happens all the time. And we're going to start with the Rey news. Because Daisy Ridley was on the Today Show, I believe, and she said some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff about this upcoming Rey movie, about Charmine, about the Star Wars fandom, actually defending Star Wars fans. We're going to talk about all of it. It's a very, very, very good day today, and I can't wait to talk some Star Wars with you guys. So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? How's the chat doing today? We are also going to do some call-ins today. Call-ins. For the first time ever, at least we're going to try to do some call-ins later on in the stream, in the back half of this stream. So if you are not in the Discord yet, go join that Discord in the description below. If you are a member, you will have a better chance of me clicking on you to get a call-in. We'll probably do 4 or 5 call-ins depending on how many people go into that stage on Discord, but we're going to do call-ins for the first time ever, or at least we're going to try to do call-ins for the first time ever on this live stream today. So everybody smash a freaking like on this. How do we only have 6 likes on this stream? Actually, 6 is pretty good so far because there's only 11 of you here, but come on, people. Just kidding. How's everybody doing today? Cat's Paw, what's up? Sebastian, what's up? Zap, what's up? John, how we doing? Ian, what is up? I appreciate that. All right, let's dive into this Rey news, okay? I'm going to put up a poll. What's up, Jay? I'm going to put up a poll after we watch this interview first. So we're going to watch the interview first, and then we'll go from there. Fearless is up. War Gaming, how we doing? John Mitchell says, I just started rewatching the Clone Wars. Season 1 is crazy underrated. Yeah, Clone Wars in general is extremely underrated. I think I'm actually rewatching The Bad Batch. I just flew through season 1. It literally took me like 3 days, and I watched season 1, 16 episodes, probably less than 3 days, and I watched it so quickly. So I'm already on season 2, and now I'm like, at this rate, I'm going to finish in a couple days, and then I'll still have weeks and weeks and weeks to wait till season 3. So I'm kind of trying to slow myself down here watching Bad Batch season 2. But yes, big video coming out tomorrow about Omega being force sensitive, and that's because I just rewatched season 1 and it was right in front of our stupid faces the entire time, but we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But yes, Clone Wars season 1 is extremely underrated. Yeah. Ian says, you literally just started the stream. How do I know whether I'll like it or not yet? Oh, damn it, Ian, you got a good point there. You make a good point. So like the stream when you think that I have given you enough that you like to hit the like. John Mitchell says, I'm rewatching Clone Wars, and whenever I finish that, I will start rewatching Andor in the springtime. That's pretty cool. All right, let's dive into this Rey interview. Okay, so this is coming from NBC News. She was on NBC News. We'll read the article first, and then we'll watch the interview here. So, NBC News, let's zoom in real quick. Perfect. Okay. Let's pull this up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. All right, here we go. So, Daisy Ridley says sexism. Here we go, guys. This is going to get real quick. From Star Wars fans is blown out of proportion. So, we'll watch the interview in just a second. But first, we're going to start with this article. Actor Daisy Ridley addresses the issue of sexism from Star Wars fans, telling NBC Today's show that she thinks that it's been blown out of proportion. Daisy Ridley, who plays Rey in the blockbuster franchise, appeared on the Today Show, Thursday, and was asked about some online uproar from fans after filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy was announced as the director of the next Star Wars movie, New Jedi Order. So this is what she had to say. We're going to watch the interview, but this is what she said. I think my take is that things are blown out of proportion, and the interactions that I've had with people have been nothing but wonderful and supportive, Ridley said. I've only been embraced, and I think we are going to make a great film, talking about the Rey movie. It was announced last year that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, an Academy Award and Emmy Award-winning documentary filmmaker, would direct the project, the Rey movie. She is the first female and first person of color to direct a feature film for the franchise of Star Wars. It appears that some of the controversy stems from comments that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy made to CNN about her Star Wars film debut, according to /film.com. It was in a recent interview with CNN that she said that she was very thrilled about the project because I feel that we are about to create something very special. And of course, this is the part that kind of angered people. And now we are in 2024, and it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the galaxy far, far away. And that sort of began this whole debacle of the Rey movie and the whole controversy behind it and fans getting upset and blah, 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 and then pulling up old 8-year-old quotes from Sharmeen. And this whole thing got blown completely out of proportion, like Daisy Ridley says, and we'll watch that interview shortly. Some fans, /film.com reported, accusing Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy of focusing on the fact that she was a woman, saying the focus should be on trying to make a great movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about some stuff that might get us canceled, but that's okay. Others accuse Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy of hiring Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy to inject more feminism and wokeness into the film series, according to /film. Ridley, who was on the Today Show promoting her new movie, Sometimes I Think About Dying, did not give any details about the New Jedi Order, telling the host that she had not read the script yet. This is what she said. But the story I've been told is fantastic, and I'm there. I'm in it, she said. And it's a very worthwhile story, and I think Sharmeen is going to do an amazing job. So, the controversy. Let's talk about it before we even get into this interview really quickly. So this is, of course, the interview. The controversy, of course, began on the first of the year. The very first of the year when Sharmeen came out and said, it's 2024 now. It's about time that a woman came in and shaped the Star Wars galaxy, or a galaxy far, far away. That started the whole conversation. At first, it was a semi-civil conversation, and then it really blew out of proportion when people brought up 8-year-old quotes of Sharmeen saying, I really like to make men uncomfortable, when she was talking about her Pakistani short films, and all this stuff kind of went crazy. We've talked about this many, many times on live stream, but hey, it's something that needs to be talked about because it's something that fans are blowing completely out of proportion. The Star Wars fandom is so large that we have certain sort of groups of people in the Star Wars fandom that yell louder than others, and these people are usually wrong. They take things out of context, they try to bend people's words and all this other stuff, and of course here we talk about the facts and we talk about what's really going on. Yes, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has zero experience with Star Wars, and that concerns me. However, this has nothing to do with the fact that she's a female director. It has nothing to do with the fact of anything else, except for the fact that she has no prior experience with Star Wars. That's it. If she did, if she was like Deborah Chow, who already did the Kenobi show, worked on The Mandalorian, then I'd have a lot more trust in her ability to make a good Star Wars movie. I have nothing, absolutely nothing against Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. I just am a little bit nervous as to whether or not she can make a good Star Wars project. And I want her to prove me wrong. I want to watch the Rey movie and be like, this is great. Finally, we got some good Star Wars content and we can move forward with the sequel characters of Rey, Finn, Kylo, Rose, whoever. We can move forward with those characters with them having a good story arc. The Rey movie has the potential to do something extremely important, and that's take the characters from the sequel trilogy that are extremely divisive and make their story arcs better. That's extremely important, because not only do I think that they can fix the sequel trilogy from before and after, but the Rey movie is probably the most important piece to that puzzle. So, with all that being said, we're going to watch this interview here, what Daisy Ridley had to say. This was on Thursday on the Today Show, and let's watch it here. So there's 5 minutes. We're not going to watch all 5 minutes, but let's fast forward to the goods. Hang on. I think it's around this here. Hang on.
Understand that.
You know what? You just brought something back. I forgot about that. I forgot that we were.
I forgot about that too. Nope.
This year, there's a new film coming out.
Okay, so here we go. Oh wait, no. Is this it? Schnikes. All right, hang on.
We've got to talk Star Wars.
Gotta talk Star Wars. Here we go.
Speaking of, if you're here, we've got to talk Star Wars.
Why is it so quiet?
Of course, it was announced earlier this year.
Oh, you guys can't see it. Somebody, what? Come on, chat. Get on that. That's much better. Okay, now we can see it. I don't know why the volume is so soft, but we'll try to turn it up for you. So this is Daisy Ridley on the Today Show.
Basically the only desk job I've ever had.
That doesn't count.
No.
I'd say your second career is going pretty well.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if you're here, we've got to talk Star Wars. Of course, it was announced earlier this year. There's a new film coming out. It's called A New Jedi Order, I believe. What can you tell us about it?
So right off the bat, she's asked about the movie, and she can't really say anything about it. You can tell by her face that she's like, "Don't ask me anything, please." But he says that the name of it is A New Jedi Order. We know that's not the case. These hosts here don't seem to know much about Star Wars, but that's okay.
What can you tell us about it?
I was thinking about this last night. I was like, something happens with someone.
That's so funny.
I actually haven't read a script yet, but the story I've been told is fantastic.
So that's pretty big. She hasn't read the script yet. This is as of Thursday, 2 days ago. She has still not read the script for the Rey movie. That means it's not finished yet. And that's pretty big, because this movie was supposed to originally be the first Star Wars movie to be released in May of 2026, but now that's going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, so it has a little bit more time to work its kinks out, the Rey movie that is. And Stephen Knight is still working on the script. So keep that in mind. She hasn't read a script yet.
Fantastic. And I'm there. I'm in it.
Daisy, that's a really good answer. Good job. All your publicists, your whole entourage, they're all smiling.
That's it? That's all you can tell us?
You're going to make it blush.
It's great. I'm getting warm. It's a very worthwhile story, and I think Charmine's going to do an amazing job.
That's so funny.
So before she's about to say, speaking of Charmine, and then we get into the goods. So she said she thinks that Charmine's going to do a great job, but also the more important thing that she just said is that she's heard the story. They've told her the story. Kathleen and Charmine pitched her the story for this movie. And we've talked about this a little bit on stream, but she wouldn't have come back if it wasn't for this story being good. She wouldn't have returned to the galaxy far, far away if this script, or if the pitch for the idea, I should say, sucked. If it was just hot garbage, if it was more of just the sequel trilogy, she wouldn't have returned. Now, we are getting reports that she is getting quite the paycheck here, but she wouldn't have returned if it weren't for the actual story being good. Now, keep that in mind as this lady, who clearly doesn't really know what she's talking about, begins to speak.
I mean, I just have to ask, because there are some of the, I'd say, extreme Star Wars fans who have made this a conversation on the internet about how they don't want a female director. Which seems bizarre because episodes of The Mandalorian were directed by females. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy has been overseeing all.
So she makes a few good points. She's talking about a very extreme, small portion of the Star Wars fandom that, of course, doesn't want a female director. That's just absolutely insane. Those people are crazy. Like, there's no one in their right mind is sitting there on Twitter going, I hate that the fact that Charmine Obaid-Chinoy is a woman. That's not the case. That's not what's going on here. And if they are, then they're stupid, they're dumb, they're dumb, they're stupid, and they're stupid, and they're dumb. However, what she's saying here is that we've seen female directors before already in Star Wars, in The Mandalorian, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, in The Book of Boba Fett, in Ahsoka. We've seen this many times and times again. And she even says, of course, Kathleen Kennedy has been running the whole damn thing for the last 12 years now. 12 years. So it's just a whole stupid conversation around the fact that a female working in Star Wars, it's just dumb. that's what it is. But Daisy Ridley's response is very, very good.
All of this. So, what is your take on that?
I think my take is things get blown out of proportion, and the interactions I've ever had with people have been nothing but wonderful and supportive. And honestly, the day we announced that I was coming back at Celebration last year, you cannot imagine the joy and goodwill in that room. So I've only ever been embraced, and I think we're going to make a great film and people will love it.
Cannot wait.
Tell us more about the film itself.
So that's pretty much it. They move on.
Yeah.
They make a joke
Here's another
there.
film, Magpie.
They start to talk about a different movie that Daisy Ridley's in. So she says it's been blown out of proportion, and I think a lot of us will agree that that is the case with this whole Charmin obaid-chinoy and Ray movie situation. It's been blown out of proportion. But what she does say is that every interaction that she's ever had with the fandom or with the fans or even at Star Wars Celebration when she was brought onto stage, it's always been loving and supportive and good, and never she's not receiving any of that hate. Now maybe she is online, but in her personal experiences with the Star Wars fandom, it's been very good. What's up, Tony? How we doing? That's an incredible answer. Honestly, we've talked about how certain actors, certain directors, certain producers need a PR team behind them. They need somebody in their ears because they're saying the wrong thing. They're saying the wrong thing all the time. Kathleen Kennedy comes to mind a lot. She doesn't usually say the right thing. Like when she was asked about the Lando movie, she was like, go ask Donald Glover. Or asked about the Rian Johnson trilogy, go ask Ryan. He's a busy guy. Like she never has the answer. And she needs a PR team behind her to give her the right answers, ones that will please the fans. And we talked about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni always having the right answers. They always say the right things. When Jon Favreau was asked about getting the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, the first thing he mentioned was the fact that he is able to extend the great creator George Lucas's vision. That is like the greatest thing that Star Wars fans want to hear, is that you admire George Lucas and you want to continue what he created. That's all we want to hear. And Daisy Ridley is doing the exact same thing here. She's giving the fans what they want to hear. The people who are spouting out this nonsense about all this other stuff, those people are the minority. They are not the people who are going to pay to go watch these movies. They're not the people who are going to go buy the merchandise or anything like that. These are the people that are just screaming louder than the real fans. And she does say that. She says this is blown out of proportion. This isn't what the real Star Wars fandom looks like. And that's the perfect answer, the absolute perfect answer. And I cannot applaud Daisy Ridley more for how well she has handled this. She's been in multiple interviews now because she's promoting her movie, Sometimes I Think About Dying. I don't know what that's about or anything. I don't know. But she has done an incredible job when talking about the Rey movie and actually getting people excited for the Rey movie. Jason, what's up? Because honestly, every time she talks about it, it gets me more excited for the movie. Charmin, on the other hand, has made me less excited about the movie, but that's a whole nother thing. Daisy Ridley, when she's talking about this, and she's being asked all the time because she's promoting this new movie that she's in that came out, I think, yesterday, honestly, but I don't know. But now that she's promoting that movie, she's being asked about Star Wars a lot because, of course, she was announced to be in a new Star Wars movie. And she's been handling it very, very well. Actually getting people more excited for this movie, saying that she absolutely loved it when she first got the pitch for it. It's cool as shit, is what we talked about on Thursday. She said that herself. And she's also said that she wouldn't have returned for like another 5 years or something. She was like, call me back in 5 years if the story wasn't as good as it was. So it gets me more excited every time I hear Daisy Ridley talk about this movie. And that seems to be the good news. But let's see what you guys think about this. What do you think about what Daisy Ridley had to say? What do we think? Has this been way too blown out of proportion? I've been saying that for weeks now. Since the beginning of the year when Charmin said these things, and then, of course, the things were brought back from 8 years ago, we've been talking about it here the entire time. It's always been blown out of proportion from the start. And honestly, this Rey movie has the potential to do something very big for the sequel trilogy that we couldn't have gotten before. Although I didn't want the Rey movie, it's not the first project I would have said, go greenlight that. It could be something big. But let's pull this up right away. Let's start up a poll here. Do you agree with Daisy? Yes or no? Oops. Yes or no? You tell me. Do you agree with her? Do you think this whole thing has just been blown out of proportion completely? I mean, honestly, yeah, it has. There's just some people online that are just screaming louder than others. It's just the case. It's always been the case, especially with the Star Wars fandom. Honey Badger, what's up? All right, let's scroll back up so I can see what you guys are talking about in the chat here. Let's try to keep it civil, remember, in the chat, please, if I didn't mention that before. Ian says, I can translate British for you Americans. Oh, thanks, Ian. Neil, what's up? Says, what's up, guys? How we doing, Neil? Anthony says, Mike, I gotta say this much. I'm not so sure about Rey Palpatine, but Daisy Ridley is becoming more likable by each interview. I wonder what Miss Kennedy thinks about her remarks. Well, hopefully I think Kathleen thinks they're great, because they are. Don't worry about it, Badger. But yes, I completely agree with you. As much as I don't like the character arc of Rey in the sequel trilogy, Daisy Ridley in these interviews, time and time again, has proven to us that she is a lovable actress, and she could actually create something great with the character of Rey if she's sort of involved, because there's been rumors that she might be a producer on this movie. That could be a great news. Absolutely fantastic news. There's one thing that Daisy Ridley probably personally wants, and that's for the fans to love her and her character. She wants to be like Hayden Christensen, where everybody loves his character and loves him so much because of how much hate he got originally. And that would be great. Cat's Paw says, I'm starting to wonder if something is happening behind the wings that Daisy feels unthreatened to speak her mind in defense of the fans. Well, defending the fans is always the way to go. When you're talking about the Star Wars galaxy and you're defending the fandom, that's the best bet. If you want fans on your side, defend the fandom. And her saying that this whole thing is blown out of proportion, the actual Star Wars fans don't talk like this, that's defending the fandom. And that's what we want to hear. Yeah. Salty says, there is no script. There's nothing to talk about. She's underwhelming, but her underwhelming response to Kathleen Kennedy telling her what they're thinking about doing another one. Well, Salty, there is a script being written, and she has heard the pitch for that script, and that's what makes us excited, is because of the fact that she has heard the pitch, and she is very excited about it. But no, there's not a script yet, but it is being written. John says, she is 100% right. If you go outside in real life and talk to people, you will see people aren't as negative. Yes, people get to hide behind their sort of computer screens, behind a fake username on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, or Instagram, or YouTube, or anywhere, and they can speak their mind in a very negative light. If you talk to a real person in real life, like John is saying here, or you come into our community here, usually, it's more of a positive environment, and it's more people talking actually how they really feel, and it's more of a positive environment. And that's what the Star Wars fandom, I think the majority of it actually is. The negativity is just more people shouting louder than others. The positive people are probably going to stay quiet in those chat rooms because they don't want to argue for the rest of their lives with the same people that aren't going to change their minds. Ian says, well, let's not pretend that there aren't those guys out there. Let's pretend that there aren't those guys who go on about woke Star Wars, eye roll, and that some of the Rey backlash didn't have an undercurrent of no girls allowed in my sandbox. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. Rey being the main character of the sequel trilogy didn't bother me at all, obviously, but it didn't bother, again, probably the majority of Star Wars fans. There's some people, I'm sure, in the world, because they're absolutely insane, that probably do think that. Just because she's a female character, I don't like her, and that's just insane. But I think it was more so the fact, for the majority of the fandom, that the story arc that Rey's character went on in the sequel trilogy was not one that people liked. Yeah. Anthony says, based on what Gina Carano hinted at about recently, I think you may be very well right. The question, though, is, if new blood is overseeing things, who let Charmin Obaid-Chinoy make that statement? Well, hopefully the PR team over at Lucasfilm is getting better, and we won't get more statements like that. But yes, although Daisy Ridley's saying the right things, although Jon Favreau is saying the right things, even Kathleen Kennedy was saying the right things with the announcement of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Charmin was still saying the wrong things. Whether or not she believed them, whether or not they were correct or true statements, I should say, they weren't the correct things to say to please the Star Wars fandom. And you're trying to make money here when you're making a movie. And pleasing the Star Wars fandom is pretty easy to do. Yeah. Salty Texas Ranger says, just the same, the female tropes in Star Wars has jumped the shark so badly that as soon as this announcement comes out, people are just waiting to hear that it's a female-led film and to check it out early. What? Oh, to check out early. No, absolutely not. I mean, the Mando movie's not going to be female-led. The Dave Filoni movie's not going to be female-led. That's just a incorrect statement.
Incorrect.
John says Daisy is an actual angel. I didn't see her wings. Anthony says, it has to be acknowledged that around 2014 to 2015, Kathleen Kennedy thought it was very important to declare that 50% of Lucasfilm Ltd. Is female, while 80% of the story group is also female. Okay, that's a completely different conversation here. I mean, we can talk about that if you want, but I mean, it's a whole other thing. Was Kathleen Kennedy saying that a good plan? No, absolutely not. Here's the thing. Star Wars fans don't care one bit about that at all. It has nothing to do with the content that you're creating. If it's an 80% female story group, great. As long as they're making great stories, it does not matter. So if that story group created The Mandalorian, fantastic. If that story group created Rogue One, amazing. But if they also created the sequel trilogy, then that's bad. So it has nothing to do with it, whether they're female or male. It's whether or not the story group is creating good stories. It has nothing to do with the fact of Star Wars or the story in front of us. It literally means absolutely nothing. So it doesn't matter. As long as the content is good, we don't care who's creating it. A Wookiee, a Jawa, a human. Who cares? John says, New Jedi Order movie would be a horrible title. I like the rumor of it being a new beginning. It sounds like more Star Wars and mysterious. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to be called the New Jedi Order movie, because the New Jedi Order is the new era that this movie is going to take place in. That's completely different. A New Beginning does sound cool. It is a very Star Wars-y title, and it was rumored a few months ago, that would be the title. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they won't reveal the title until Star Wars Celebration next year at the earliest. But we'll see. We shall see. How about the Force robots? John says, the lady in pink seems like she's a Star Wars fan. The rest, no. Well, you could see that one of them was just trying to get out some Star Wars information from her, just some spoilers so that they could get some headlines. They did get the headlines, though. They did get the headlines. It's not Shin Hati, but I'll take her. There you go. Anthony says, oddly enough, that might be a better title for the Rey movie. Star Wars A New Jedi Order, Episode 1, The Force Robots. Oh, reboots. Jeez, I can't read. I just was saying robots the entire time. Reboots. That's a terrible title. The Force Reboots. No, that's horrible. Tony, what's up? Cat's Paw says, I'm thinking Filoni. Charmin might have another project coming up because it was taking way too long for that script to be done. Other directors would have just been let go, having they've been using that excuse before. Yeah, but no, Charmine's not writing the script, though. That's Stephen Knight. So she's only directing the film. So she's not writing the script. So it's not her that's taking too long to write this. It's Stephen Knight. Salty says, if only we could redo episode 8 and 9 with something that gives Ray a suitable arc and something substantial other than the good girl, or the Mary Sue, as people like to call it. They're never going to rewrite episode 8 and 9. That's just never going to happen. As much as a lot of fans would love to see those be retconned, or in the entire sequel trilogy at that, but I still think that Rey's character arc, and I don't think she's a Mary Sue, as those people like to call them. I still think Rey's story arc could be fixed, if not extended, at least in some good way, in the Rey movie. I do. Filoni directing the Rey movie, not happening. No, it's not. It's definitely not. He will be involved, though, as the chief creative officer now. So he will have some input on that movie, which is good. That's great news. Jason, what's up? Anthony says, I think she meant that who would be making the decision to replace Charmin Obaid-Chinoy and who would take over the director duties. Imagine if it was Bryce Dallas Howard. See, Bryce Dallas Howard, I feel like, is a no-brainer for at least a Star Wars film because she's a beloved actress and director, and she's done incredible work with Star Wars already in The Mandalorian and in the Book of Boba Fett. I don't think she worked on Ahsoka, actually, but in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, she's had plenty of experience with Star Wars. Yeah. Filoni could find someone less toxic to take over the directing role of the Rey movie. So there has been some rumors about Charmin being fired. Those rumors have been confirmed to be fake, but there always is the case that she could get fired. Now, I don't want her to get fired. I would just have rather had her not be hired in the first place, I guess, because she doesn't have experience with Star Wars. It's as simple as that. I could name you 30 other directors that have experience, whether they directed a single episode of The Mandalorian, they directed multiple episodes of Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian, or they've done movies before. They should have people at least with some experience with Star Wars directing Star Wars. That's why Dave Filoni got this movie, because of his work with Ahsoka. That's why Jon Favreau got his movie, because of his work with The Mandalorian. It only makes sense that you would bring in another person to do the Rey movie that has experience with Star Wars. Yeah. Oh, I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. Damn it. Okay, found it. Salty Texas Ranger says, with our luck, Rian Johnson will swoop in and really kill the project. Yeah, so Rian Johnson's trilogy, I was asked about this recently, is still not happening. I'm sure if you ask Kathleen Kennedy, it is happening, but it's not. John says, but I am not too worried about Charmin. I think her journalist's real-life experience could actually make it interesting. I'm not like, fire Charmin. I don't think she's probably the best bet for this job, but if she does a good job and creates a good movie, then who cares? Like, Stephen Knight is writing it. He has incredible writing abilities that we've seen from arguably my favorite show that isn't Star Wars of all time in Peaky Blinders. So he has my vote as a writer purely based off of his experience, but Charmin doesn't really have much experience with directing. In that experience that she does have, that I have seen, which is the Miss Marvel show, I wasn't impressed by. So I would have a huge list of directors that I would put before her, but it doesn't matter if she gives us a great movie. All of this would go under the rug if she shows us something that we didn't expect. If the Rey movie is a success, if it's great, if it's a box office success, if it makes billions upon billions of dollars, if it helps the story of Rey, if it furthers the story of Star Wars, because the Rey movie is really just kicking off the future. We have to have a future past the sequel trilogy. It just has to happen. Grogu's going to be there. Rey's going to be there. Hopefully some other Jedis like Ezra and Ahsoka are going to be there, but that remains to be seen. But there is a future. There has to be. The galaxy doesn't just explode after Episode 9, so the Rey movie is kicking us off into that future, and it has to be good. It has to be good, or else whatever is the next movie after that will be a disaster. Disaster. Absolute disaster. War Gaming says, I think it's going to be a good movie after what she's been saying. I agree. I think Daisy Ridley has given us some hope that this movie's going to be good. At least the pitch that she received sounds like it's good from what she said, because she wasn't even wanting to come back to Star Wars. But then when she heard this pitch, she was like, I'm coming back. That's good. Right there, that's a good sign. Now, Stephen Knight, being a good writer, hopefully will write a good script, and then we'll get to see the movie. We can't really judge much else until we've seen the movie. Hopefully we get news of John Boyega coming back. That would be a huge win for the Star Wars fandom. We would feel great about that if John Boyega got the pitch too, and he said, oh my God, this is a great story. I got to come back. Because he, of all people, got treated the worst in that sequel trilogy from start to finish. And if he signed on because of how good the story was, then we know that we're in for a good story here. Honey Badger, what's up? Says, sorry. Busy babysitting. Apologize for being late. Don't worry about it, Badger. I appreciate you. And congrats, of course. Anthony says, equally though, the Star Wars universe is not real life. Getting an award-winning documentary and directing a sci-fi extravaganza franchise with a very established fan base is asking for trouble. Well, they are two very different things. But I mean, we'll see. We shall see. Fearless says Daisy Ridley is an absolute darling. I love her. It's Rise of Skywalker that blew the sequels for me. I think that a new Rey movie will be better. Everything is better than that, and it's not Daisy's fault. She is just doing her job. That's a good point. I mean, people talk about Mark Hamill, and actually, I've made some Mark Hamill shorts on the channel, and some people in the chats have been like, in the comment section, I should say, been like, it's on Mark Hamill. It's his fault. He should have refused to come back and play Luke Skywalker. No, absolutely not. He's an actor. He's not a writer. He's not a director. He's not a producer. He's not creating the story. He's just an actor. He's there to do his job, which is act, and he did a great job at that. Daisy Ridley, same exact story. She's not directing the movie. She's not writing the movie. She's not creating her own story for her own character. She's just acting how the director and writer want her to. She did a great job acting in the sequel trilogy, except her story arc sucked. It sucked. And that's not her fault. Same thing about Mark Hamill. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anthony says, yes, as long as that message is intrinsically linked to George Lucas's fictional world. If modern sociology/history becomes the bias for Star Wars, that will come off as... here's my thing with this, okay? Star Wars has always sort of been political. Even in A New Hope, it was political, okay? But George Lucas's politics in Star Wars is way different than politics in the real world, okay? It's all about themes and different sort of lessons, let's say. And yes, he pulled from real-time events, from World War II to the Vietnam War to all this other stuff. The rebels and the Empire, he even pulled from the independence of America, from fighting little farmers fighting against the Empire of Britain. So he pulled from the history of the world, the Empire versus the rebels. But it's very different from pulling from politics now, because that's going to be way too close to home. It will feel not as removed as it should. Star Wars should always take you out of the real world. It shouldn't be an explanation of what's going on right now in the world. That's not what should happen. That's why a lot of The Last Jedi was a disconnect for a lot of fans. Rian Johnson tried to interject current events into Star Wars, and that just didn't work. Plain and simple, doesn't work. So if you can interject politics into Star Wars that aren't current politics, then that's the good news. That's what you should be trying to do. Themes and lessons that can be taken from the past that are always reoccurring lessons that have something to do with Star Wars. Fearless says, and Daisy's a very good actress. I agree with you there. Zap, what's up? Says, these people who cannot understand women have had mommy issues. God, it's sad, but most of the time it's true. I cannot talk on that. Nope, cannot. John says, what current politics did Rian Johnson interject? I didn't see any of that at all. Well, he did it a little bit, all over the place, actually. But one of the big ones that a lot of fans were upset about was the, I always forget this planet's name. Oh, Canto Bight. The Canto Bight stuff with the animals there. I can't think of their names either. But the animals on Canto Bight, and it was all about the crises with the zoo animals and stuff in the real world, and it was a whole thing that people just didn't want to touch with Star Wars. Like, that's not stuff that you want to interject into Star Wars. And he did it on purpose to show just whatever. And the Canto Bight stuff really just feels interjected anyway. Yeah. John Groom says, they seem very confident in Charmine, so I'm actually interested in the direction that she will go. That is true too. As much as I don't like what Charmine is saying, Daisy Ridley is assuring me that Charmine has given us a good story, and that's what excites me. That's what excites me for sure. Cat's Paw says, you can like an actress but hate the character at the same time. That is true. And a lot of people can't get that. They can't get that at all. Is if an actress has a bad story arc, that doesn't mean that the actor or actress is a bad actor. It's the writer's problem or the director's problem. And it's not the actor or actress who failed at their job. It would have been better if Rey had just stayed just Rey. Making her a Palpatine is what made it unforgivable to me. I kind of disagree with this. I think if she was a Palpatine from the beginning, from The Force Awakens, and that was interjected here and there to make us believe that she was a Palpatine, but you were kind of like, is she not, blah, blah, blah. Like, if Palpatine was teased at the end of The Force Awakens like Luke was, like if it was a post-credit scene or something like that. If Palpatine was shown to be alive on Exegol in The Force Awakens and then sort of pulling the strings in The Last Jedi and then revealed to the whole galaxy in The Rise of Skywalker, then it would make a lot more sense. It would make the sequel trilogy feel more cohesive and not like three separate movies that don't really have anything to do with each other, except for the fact that they're the same characters. But they didn't do that. So Palpatine being interjected into the last movie, telling us that Rey is a Palpatine in the very last movie, does kind of make it a little bit stranger. But I don't hate the fact that she is a Palpatine, if that makes sense. Yeah. Zap says, great stories plus great person for the job. Yeah. If they see her as the best person, then it really is up to them. I agree. If they think that Charmine is the best person for the job, then great. I hope she does a fantastic job. I want the Rey movie to succeed more than anybody because of what it will do for the sequel trilogy and what it will do for the future of Star Wars. But as of right now, she's not giving me the best hope just from what she's saying, personally. Deborah Chow is a female, and everything that she did with Vader in the Kenobi series was phenomenal. Could not disagree with you there. That's 100% fact. Everything that she did with Vader is absolutely incredible. Vader in the Kenobi show, like take the Kenobi show, take all the like Reva stuff and the young Leia stuff out of it. Vader in that show is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Tony says, I feel sorry for you. You're missing the entire point of what George Lucas was trying to educate us on. Star Wars is only a vehicle for that. He studied anthropology. Well, of course, he put a lot of messages into his stories, and he took a lot of it from history. Of course, even the Force itself is coming from history. A lot of what different religions call their god or their what they worship is the Force in Star Wars, and that's what that is. But I disagree. I don't think Anthony's missing too much. Salty says, it happened in a lot of movies over the last 6 years. The worst is in Charlie's Angels reboot. I don't know what you're talking about. but okay. Fearless says, and I'm going to say this. I don't care about Kathleen Kennedy. I don't care about female or male leads in movies or in directing. I do care about good Star Wars. And as far as I can tell, we've gotten so much good Star Wars stuff now. Yeah, that's very well said, actually. Don't care if Kathleen Kennedy's in charge. Don't care if it's a male or female-led movie or directed by a female or a male. Doesn't matter. As long as it's good Star Wars. That's it. Plain and simple. And I think, actually, the Ahsoka show is the perfect example of that. Female leads all over the place. Harrison Dula, Shin Hati, Sabine, Ahsoka, Morgan Elsbeth. All over the place. But it's like the best single season of a Star Wars show I've ever seen, and it's absolutely incredible. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a female lead character. It does not. It's all about the story and the continuation of a lot of those characters' stories, of course, but it also sets up everything. It sets up the future. And I hope that's what the Rey movie does as well. If the Rey movie is very similar to Ahsoka, then we're in the perfect spot. Zap says, Adam Driver doesn't weigh 250 pounds, LOL. Okay. I don't know what that means. But yes, I doubt he weighs 250 pounds. Yeah. I just finished Ahsoka today, or rewatching Ahsoka today. It's such a good show. Reminds me of the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. It's just pure Star Wars. Could not agree with you more there. Yeah. Could not agree with you there. What's up, Catherine? Oh, no. Just scroll down to the bottom. Come on. No. Oh, okay. Found it. Salty Texas Ranger says, change the topic. Who here would like to own a live Loth cat? Oh, I would. 100%. John Mitchell says, Star Wars is definitely talked about these days. Wait, is... What? Oh, infinitely talked about these days. So there is no controlling the narrative anymore. Do you agree, Mike? I do. Star Wars is so big now that the Star Wars fandom or the Star Wars, like, group chats or message boards or whatever you want to call them on X, formerly known as Twitter, or anywhere online are so big, there's so many of them, that there's no controlling the conversation. They can try. They can give out good news stories. They can give out great trailers like The Bad Batch and control the headlines that way. But bad news is always going to be bad news. Good news is always going to be good news. And those chats, the underworld of Star Wars chats, are never going to be able to be controlled, so you can kind of just personally keep yourself out of them, or if you want to fight with Star Wars fans all day long, you can do that too. It's completely up to you. But yes, there's no controlling the narrative in those underworld chats. That's what I'm referring to them now. The underworld chats. Yeah. Fearless says, I rewatched it recently, and it really is one of the best Star Wars shows out there. I think you meant Ahsoka, and yes. The writer Stephen Knight is a great pickup, and nobody is talking about it for some reason. Well, we talked about it last year when it happened. Yeah. Stephen Knight's been on the project for quite a while. Honey Badger says, can we talk about how y'all get Can we talk about how y'all get Ahsoka Season 2, but I get Sabine Season 2? Yeah. Yeah, Ahsoka Season 2 is going to be great. I can't wait for that. And yes, it will be your Sabine Season 2. And I'm sure Sabine's going to do a lot of training in that. You're going to get a lot of Sabine in that second season. Keto, what's up? Says, at the end of the day, Daisy is getting that bag. Of course, she isn't going to say how she really feels. I disagree with that. I think she would have said no. I think she would have said no, come back to me in 5 years, if she didn't like the story. Yes, she's getting paid, but of course she's going to get paid. She's an actress. Yeah. John says, will they announce John Boyega and reveal that he is in the film at Star Wars Celebration 2025? I hope so. I really do hope so. That would be awesome. I mean, that would definitely steal the show at Star Wars Celebration. It would be a very feel-good thing if John Boyega walked out on the stage. The crowd would go absolutely insane. That would be good. That would be great. Ian says, Actors are paid to stand in the right place and say the right lines in the right order. That's it. Well, of course, yes, but they're also paid to do a good job at doing those things. Yeah. Yeah. Salty Texas Ranger says, Mark Hamill has an uncanny duality of being my hero as Luke Skywalker and one of the most despicable human beings I've ever read on X. Oh, God. Kazbala says, Charmine sounds like she cannot go beyond her own message and ego. Oh, God. When she talks about being a woman to move Star Wars forward, dissing women who have been integral parts of the Star Wars to this point. I agree that that was the wrong thing to say and that there should be a PR team in front of that, but I hope she doesn't integrate that into her own movie. I guess that's all we can really hope. Yeah. Star Wars is universally, thematically, is timeless, like the Bible in a lot of ways. That's why it transcends. That is why Star Wars is bigger than almost everything else. Bigger than Marvel, bigger than DC, bigger than every other Star Wars. I mean, bigger than every other IP that there is in the world. Star Wars is the biggest one because it transcends all of that. It's a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. It takes you out of time. It takes you out of space. It takes you out of everything, and transports you to a different world with different problems. And that's why it's transcended everything else. I agree. I think Finn should be a Sith, jealous because Rey fell for Kylo and has his Force baby. That would actually be a pretty good story. If Finn turned into a Sith Lord because Rey didn't want to train him or something, that would kind of be pretty cool. Yeah. What's up, Catherine? Zap says, animal rights have been there for thousands of years, Mike. That's true, but he was talking solely about the current discussion about that at the time. Yeah. The Canto Bite scene wasn't needed, and they could have found a better way to go without it. I agree. The Canto Bite stuff was just a disaster. I didn't like it at all. No, I did not. Yeah. All right, let's oh my God, you guys are talking so much. I love it. I'm trying to catch up really fast. Okay. Star Wars has had purple hair before. Look at any scene in the bars in the prequels. True. J.J. Abrams should have directed all 3 films from the start with a connected, drawn-out plan, and that's why the sequels failed, in my opinion. And Kathleen will always her fault when it whenever it comes to what? Whenever it snows? I'm confused. It's always Kathleen's fault whenever it snows outside? Yes, it should have been a complete, planned-out thing from the start. J.J. Abrams probably should have been the director and writer of every film because then it would have been a cohesive story. However he went with it, at least it would have been a cohesive story. Even if it was bad, even if the story arcs weren't that good, it would still be at least a story from start to finish that wasn't just jumbled around from director to director. Yeah. BB-8 shooting coins like bullets was kind of funny, though. That's true. It was. 100%. Can we talk? Oh, I already said that. Star Wars Underworld Law, level 1313 on Coruscant. 1313 is pretty awesome. I'd love to see that game actually be made. I can't wait for Ahsoka Season 2. Just hope that we get better writers. Just hope we get better writers. Oh, for Season 2 of Ahsoka? It's going to be Dave Filoni, the best writer they got. God, no, Rachel Ziegler. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Honey Badger says, I know. I cannot wait. Bad Batch looks absolutely amazing, and I'm excited for Ahsoka Season 2 and Rey's movie getting scrapped or pushed back. I've heard rumors about both. It's just getting pushed back a little bit. It's not being scrapped. It's just being pushed back from the May release date to the December release date of 2026 because of the Mando movie and because it needs more time. Bad Batch Season 3 had the best trailer of any season yet. I'm all in. Yeah, for the Bad Batch, it's definitely the best trailer. I've been saying this the whole time. I think the first 2 seasons of the Bad Batch, although they are good, don't really have much to do with anything else in Star Wars. They don't really affect the story at all. But this 3rd season looks like it's really going to. It really does. Jay says, Mike, do you think that Tech is still alive? No. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people are going to say yes and tell me in the chat, do you think Tech is still alive, yes or no? But I don't want him to be. I think it will take too much away from how that second season ended. I think the second season really, it encapsulated Tech's story from his relationship with Fee, and then, of course, leading all the way up until his death, his sacrifice, which will go, if he survived or at least becomes evil or anything like that, it will take away from season 2's entire story. It won't mean as much anymore. And that's why I hope he's dead. I hope he's dead for good. And honestly, we're going to see a lot more death in this third season, I believe. I think Hunter's probably a goner. Wrecker's probably a goner. Crosshair's probably a goner. And that's not the worst thing. I think they're going to get good story endings. I hope that we actually get to see Omega move past all this and actually Omega survives and becomes an important character moving forward. And of course, you guys will see all that in this video I'm talking about tomorrow. But yeah, I do think that we're going to see a lot of death in this third season, and I hope that Tech remains dead. I hope Tech is not alive. But you guys tell me, is Tech alive or not? What do we think? Damn it, scroll down to the bottom again. Where was I? Fearless says, I'm so hyped for Ahsoka Season 2 and The Bad Batch Season 3 in a couple of weeks. The Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, and Andor next year. Well, Andor was next year. Skeleton Crew and Acolyte are both this year. But yes, I agree. I'm excited. I heard Rachel Ziegler is going to play one of the Martinez sisters. Yeah, so that was a rumor, and I don't think it's true at all. And I really hope it's not true. I think that was just somebody who saw the chance to talk about Rachel Ziegler in Star Wars, because Rachel is, of course, being talked about as this, or being hated on, I should say, for being Snow White, and how they're changing that, and how she, during the strikes, was talking about, oh, if I have to wear a princess costume for 18 hours a day and not get paid or whatever, like, that was a whole thing. People really didn't like her at the time, and I think somebody used that to their own advantage and said that she's going to be in Star Wars. I don't think any of that is true. I don't think she's coming to Star Wars anytime soon, and if she is, I think she probably won't be a Martinez sister. Honey Badger says, I think that the storyline will be Rey training Finn, this is for the Rey movie, to fight his Sith father, played by Idris Elba. I think that's an interesting story and connects back to Luke, Leia, and Vader in a type of way. It's not a bad story. Of course, we talked about Idris Elba possibly being in this over the summer. We still don't know if that's going to be true or not, but it wouldn't be a bad plan. It definitely wouldn't be. As long as Finn's in it and is a Jedi, I'm in. I'm in. Hashtag Ben Solo deserved better. Yeah. 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 Honey Badger says, sorry I've been away, everybody. I've been super busy, but I'm here when I can. Don't worry about it, Badger. I know, the stream times changed and you can't really make it, but that's okay. John says, Star Wars fans need to chill out and smoke some ganja and experience it as it was intended. I think Star Wars fans, a few of them probably need to chill out, but, you know, we're very passionate about the thing we talk about. Salty thinks that Tech is still alive. Yes. John Mitchell says, if Tech is alive, that's ridiculous. I think the only way that they can bring him back is if he is, like, extremely injured, brainwashed, evil, and fighting against the Bad Batch. And even then, I don't think they should bring him back. I'd feel dumb for getting emotional over his death. Yeah, again, it wouldn't really make sense. Honey Badger says, give me Mando movie. I will have those tickets pre-ordered and framed afterwards. Hashtag Din is that guy. Yeah. That's going to be a great movie. I can't wait. Sebastian says, I think Disney will put some dumb plot twist thing like in Rise of Skywalker to make him survive. Ben Solo, you're saying? I think Ben Solo will maybe be in the Rey movie just as a Force ghost, though. I don't think he'll be involved too much in the ways of actually being there, but we'll see. Honey Badger says, I think Tech will survive, but he will be robotic like Echo and will be at least badly damaged. But I feel like the ending of the Bad Batch is going to just be like Rogue One's ending, where Omega will be the final Bad Batch member alive. Yeah, I kind of think something like that will happen. Yeah, where she's going to be the only one left and everybody else is going to die. For sure. Omega is Captain Phasma? Do they have the same accent? Isn't Omega's like Australian? What is Phasma's accent? That would be pretty damn cool. Catherine says, Mike, do you think that they will clone Tech? No, I think they'll clone. If they're cloning anybody, they're going to clone Omega because of her having the gene. But maybe Crosshair too, because they have Crosshair. What's up, Chris? Anthony says, I'm with you on that one. Jon Favreau's Mando and Grogu film and Dave Filoni's canon version of Heir to the Empire are two movies that I will definitely be pre-ordering those tickets for. And I agree that Tech should be the clone X. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they think that trooper in the Bad Batch trailer is Tech, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Fearless says, I hope that Crosshair survives and is with Omega, taking care of her on the island. Only if Hunter dies. Jeez, I hope not. He needs to survive too. Yeah, I think Hunter's a goner, and I definitely think that Crosshair's a goner. I think Crosshair's going to end his sort of arc back to the light and sacrifice himself, probably to save Omega. Yeah. Wargaming says, I think he is alive, Tech, that is, because you know how Star Wars is about bringing people back from the dead. Yeah, but again, it would take away so much from that second season. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, let's shift gears a little bit here. I want to go back to that Rey stuff in a second, the Rey movie stuff in a second, but I want to talk about this first, okay? So this is, we talked about the Bad Batch trailer, of course. We've watched it a few times on stream, but we also talked about this. This is the list of all the names of the episodes and their release dates from the Bad Batch Season 3. Of course, we've talked about how it's only 15 episodes and not 16, and that's, of course, probably because there's a secret 16th episode on May the 4th. Makes the most sense, because the first two seasons were 16 episodes. This one's probably going to be 16 episodes, and just so happens that 3 days after the 15th episode is May the 4th. But I want to talk about these titles, okay? I think, and we're going to go to the trailer in a second here too, I think that these first 3 episodes are going to be a lot about Mount Tantus and Omega and Crosshair's life on Mount Tantus. Probably the second episode will have some Bad Batch in it, but the majority of it will be on Mount Tantus with Omega and with Crosshair. Then I think we're going to see some, probably not filler episodes, but some more exploration episodes, let's say. But I think this double up episode here, this extraction episode, will be the escape of Omega and Crosshair. I think they both will escape very early on in the season, in episode 6. What I think is going to happen is after they escape, the Empire and the people at Mount Tantus are going to send out bounty hunters and everybody they possibly can to go retrieve Omega back. And that's when we're going to see Fennec Shand again. That's when we're going to see Cad Bane again and all that other stuff. And that's when we're going to get all this stuff. And I think Omega's going to be recaptured at some point in these last few episodes here. And then, of course, they're probably going to have to go either rescue her or they're going to have to go back and destroy Mount Tantus because they did some experiments on Omega and Crosshair in the first couple episodes. I think we're going to see something from Omega's point of view in these first couple episodes that they're going to have to stop on Mount Tantus. Some cloning action, something like that. But I do think their escape is going to happen early on in the season, in episode 6. And then later on, they're going to go back to Mount Tantus to try to blow up Mount Tantus or stop the Empire's efforts of cloning or whatever it may be. I think they're going to have to go back. And here's why I think this. Let's head over to the Bad Batch trailer. I know we've watched this a million times, but guess what? We're watching it again. At least we're going to skip through it. So early on in the trailer, we see this escape of the Empire's tracking down Hunter and Wrecker and Crosshair as they're taking this out.
on! We've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
So Crosshair is right there.
Boys.
Crosshair is right there. Whoops, you guys can't see him. Crosshair is right there next to Hunter, right here. Right away. In the first 15 seconds of the trailer, Crosshair is already reunited with the Bad Batch. This leads us to believe that they have escaped very early on. Because usually with trailers, the first couple episodes are usually in the trailers, and they don't show you what's happening later on in the season. Now, that might be different for this third season, but let's see. So, Crosshair's already 15 seconds in, but then skip forward to here.
Thought that the end of the war would mean an end to losing more.
Somebody pointed this out in the last stream. I forget who it was. Tell me in the chat if it was you. I apologize, but I forget. This crashed plane here, that's Omega right there in the middle. But if I press play and press pause again,
More of our brother.
you'll see, oh, my head's blocking it. Hang on. You'll see a person down here, right next to this rock. That is Crosshair. So Crosshair and Omega have escaped. This is on the same planet as Mount Tantus. The planet is called Wayland. This is on the same planet, and later on in the trailer, we see this ship get gunned down. So they have escaped. This is them escaping.
What is needed to accomplish this goal?
That's them right there being shot at in the same exact ship.
You will have it.
Then they go spinning down, crashing into the planet.
You will have it.
And that brings us to this scene right here,
To losing more of our brother.
where Omega and Crosshair have crashed down on the planet. They've already escaped. I think this is early on in the season. And I think they're going to escape. The Bad Batch are going to save them. And then the bounty hunters are going to come after them. That's when we see Fennec Shand, Cad Bane, and probably also when we see
You're making it very tempting.
Asajj Ventress. Asajj Ventress at the time, I believe, is a bounty hunter. She's now a Jedi, yes, but she still is sort of on the shakier side of evil or what's right and wrong, I should say. She is still a bounty hunter. Jedi kind of thing, yes. So I think that the Empire is going to hire endless amounts of bounty hunters, and yes, we could even see Boba Fett in this third season as well. So Cad Bane, Fennec Shand, Asajj Ventress, maybe Boba Fett. We could see all these people being sent by the Empire to get Omega back because they need her genes to create Force-sensitive clones or whatever it may be. Just clones in general. Now, I think, again, Crosshair and Omega escape early on in the season.
Into losing more of our brother.
Early on here, as we can see in episode 6's title. Oh, sorry, episode 7's title is Extraction. I think that's when they will leave, or they will at least get out themselves. And then these next couple episodes will be bounty hunters chasing them down. Something will end up in this big climactic event with Mount Tantus and the Bad Batch and all these people coming together to try to destroy it. But that's where I'm at. What do you guys think about this? What do we think? Is this a good sort of theory going on here? Because the trailer kind of teases it out itself. It shows us right in front of our stupid faces that this is kind of what's going on. And we can actually see this ship right here where Omega just came out of. This is her crashing in it later on in the trailer. Oops.
Give us a real challenge. Give us a real
That's her flying the plane. And look at Omega's hair. It's way longer than season 2. Way longer than season 2. I don't know. It seems like a lot of time has passed between the two seasons, as we hear Hunter say earlier on in the season, in this trailer. Where is this? Yeah, listen to what Hunter says here.
Omega's been waiting for us a long time.
Omega's been waiting for us for a long time. A long time. Now, we don't know how long that really is, but it could be up to a year or even more. So there could be a lot of time that has passed between seasons here, and that would make their escape early on in the season make a little bit more sense. But what do we think? There's a lot going on, a lot to dissect in this Bad Batch trailer. It was quite the trailer. honestly, it got people excited. It made people speculate about the season. Asajj Ventress being in there was really, really cool. Throwing in Cad Bane, Fennec Shand was awesome. Palpatine saying that what they're doing on Mount Tantus is the most important thing that they need to secure the future of the Empire. It's an incredible trailer. Just from start to finish. It's only 2 minutes, and it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, it's exciting. I can't wait for this season. And what do you guys think? What do we think? What do we think? We're going to do call-ins in just a few minutes here. So if you guys are not in the Discord yet, join that Discord. It's in the description below. And we're going to do a call-in stage on that Discord. And all you have to do in that stage is raise your hand. There's like a hand icon in the corner or something. And you have to press it to raise your hand. And then I can click on you. And you can join the stream live. And of course, keep it civil. No swearing. No whatever. Keep it civil or I'll have to boot you out. And this is the first ever call-in that we are doing, so we'll see about that. We'll see how it goes, whether or not we'll be doing more call-ins. Yeah. All right, let me scroll up, see what you guys are talking about here. Oh my. All right, here we go. Hang on. Oh my goodness, hang on. Okay, here we go. Found it. John Mitchell says, why we gotta make Finn related to the first order? Oh, wait, the first other black character. What? Oh, you mean the Idris Elba thing? Oh, yeah. Honey Badger says, I'm taking Mike and the top 3 members of the channel to the Mando movie opening night. Collab of the decade. Hashtag Mike is that guy. Oh, I'm down for that. Are you coming to me, though, or do I have to go all the way to you? Better be coming to me. Yeah, by the time that those movies come out, hopefully our channel is at the point where we can do like an awesome thing like that, like rent out a movie theater and get all of us to go see that movie together. That would be awesome. Imagine that experience with just straight Star Wars fans watching the Star Wars movie and not just normies or just people who don't even know what they're watching. That would be pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. Jay says, if they bring him back, they should do it in like Echo. Do it like Echo in season 7. I still don't want them to bring Tech back. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And Mrs. Girl Who Loves Star Wars. There you go, Badger. Of course. We got to make that happen. I agree. We got to make that happen. Chris says, do you think Supreme Leader Snoke will be involved in the Rey movie as a clone of Palpatine? No. Because the Rey movie's after the sequels. I think Snoke will be involved in the Mandoverse era, but I don't think it will be... I don't think Snoke will be involved in the Rey movie, no. Phasma, unfortunately, is her own character. Yeah, true. I wish Phasma was more explored. I mean, she's like a... She could have been like a Boba Fett character, where people loved her, but that's just not what happened. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine 100 Omega clones in formation marching. That would be terrifying. Chris says, do you think that they will have a clone version of Rey or a clone version of Palpatine in the Rey movie? Or Luke Skywalker clone of Palpatine? What? Or Luke Skywalker clone? In the Rey movie? I don't know. I don't think cloning will be a big focus in the Rey movie. I think cloning will be more of a focus in Dave Filoni's movie and probably in this Bad Batch Season 3. Omega turned evil after the events of Bad Batch and could go up against Sabine and Grogu, and we could even see the most badass Mando and versus Jedi fight that we've seen in a long time. That would actually be kind of cool because the 3 of them are all alive right now. If Omega does survive, and she is Force sensitive like I am theorizing in this video that comes out tomorrow, and she trains under Asajj Ventress, then she could be pretty important moving forward, especially in the Mandoverse, because she is young enough to be still alive. We have 3 Tar Vizslas in Grogu, Sabine, and Omega. Oh my god, I just thought of that. Omega is... Yeah, I guess she's technically a Mandalorian, because she's a clone of Jango who was a foundling, so... I don't know what cloning... I don't know how the Mandalorians see cloning as relative to being a Mandalorian. Yeah. It's kind of. Wait, what? What? All right, I think we should. Honey Badger says, "I'm coming for you. Free haircut for collab, and then we'll go see the Mando movie. I'm down for that." Say less. Anthony says, "And I wonder what Omega and her older sister will. I wonder what Omega and her older sister will interact. I have a feeling that she might end up helping Omega escape and find out the real secrets of Mount Tantus and the Empire. Yeah, I definitely think her sister is there to help. Definitely. I think she's going to help out big time. 100%. Yes. All right, let's do some call-ins. I'll get to all your chats after the call-in, but let's do it because I scheduled this thing for 5:15, and I don't know really how it works. So let's see. If you guys are in the Discord, can you go to the call-in stage on the Discord and raise your hand? Can you do that? Currently waiting is Cat's Paw. So you got to press the raise your hand thing. Let's see if we can get this to work first try. That'd be nice. Wouldn't that be nice? I know we're going to have technical difficulties with this thing, but let's see if you guys can do it. Let's see if you guys can do it. Do it. Oh, I got to add a do it thing. Damn.
This is where the fun begins.
Okay, I think Cat's Paw did it. Let's find out. I think Honey Badger just did it too. Let's find out. Hello? Hello? Invite sent. Okay, you gotta accept that invite, I think, Cat's Paw. Can you do that? Let's see. Oh, we got 5 people waiting in there. All right, let's see if we can get that. Cat's Paw, can you accept that invite? Let's see. All right, Cat's Paw, we're gonna. Oh. Raise your hand again. Don't worry about it, Tony. Don't worry about it. All right, Badger, we're going to try and bring you in. I just invited you. Let's see if you can accept that. Let's see if this thing can work. First try. How nice would that be? Did you get an invite, Badger? I just invited you to speak. Let's see if that worked. Oh. Hello? Are you there? Honey Badger? Let's see. Let's try this. Start stage, maybe? Oh. I might have figured it out. All right, let's try and get Cat's Paw out here. All right. Badger, I'm trying you again. Oh.
Hello.
Hey, we did it.
What's up?
All right, cool. I think can we hear him in the chat, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm not sure. I don't know. It's delayed.
It is delayed.
It's so delayed.
That's okay. Turn off the stream behind you. I can hear it. All right. Finally, the first call in ever, Badger. You better say something epic on your first time in here.
Finn is the best Jedi ever.
Who? Who'd you say?
Finn.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. No.
Right.
I'm just excited to see what they do with the Mando movie and the rest of the Mandoverse and Ahsoka. I'm excited to see what they do with the Mortis gods and the Mortis arc, and if they are going to recast or replace Baylan Skoll. My pick is Gerard Butler, but I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I'm just excited for the Ahsoka show to come out with the season 2.
Baylan's just such an important character now. He was set up so well in that first season that they have to continue him. Gerard Butler is a great pick. I mean, he looks the part for sure. What do you think about Bad Batch season 3? Are you excited for that? You think Tech is still alive?
For Bad Batch season 3. I think Tech is still alive though.
You do?
Just simply because Echo survived what he survived, and it's Star Wars, and Darth Maul was chopped in half and survived. So I think Tech would have some sort of way to save or brace his fall, especially because we saw those boosters on his backpack that he had. it could give him enough, time to brace his fall, if not completely, at least save him from death.
True, 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 true.
And I want to see more Captain Rex. So if we get a lot of Rex in Bad Batch season 3,
Well,
I'll be happy.
he's in the trailer already a few times, which is nice.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see more of him.
In the Rey movie, let's hear it. What's
Oh,
your
God.
take?
If Finn and Kylo and Anakin or either of the three aren't involved, I'm going to walk out.
Okay. Sounds good.
I love the characters of Kylo or Ben Solo and Finn. I feel like Finn was obviously, we all know he was misused, but I feel like Kylo or Ben could have had a different arc at the end of Episode 9, and hopefully they try to course correct that with the fact that we have more like knowledge of the world between worlds thanks to Dave Filoni and the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's possibilities.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, I'm going to get you on out of here and get somebody else in here. You were the first
All right, I
ever
appreciate it.
call in on the channel. I'm very glad it worked reasonably well.
No, I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Honey Badger. All right, I'm going to get you on out of here. How do I do this? How do I kick you? Get out. Leave. Can you just leave, actually?
That's right.
Disconnect quietly. Oh, wait. I think I'm disconnecting you. Wait, what? Do you want to also end the stage? No. Oh, shit. I just disconnected from my own stage. Speak on stage. Okay. I don't know how to kick you, Badger. Hang on. Leave stage. Kick Badger. How do I do this? All right. Badger can kick himself. I'm going to bring in Catspaw. Catspaw, I'm inviting you in. Let's try this out. That was so scary. All right. I still don't know how to kick you, but let's try it. Leave stage. Disconnect quietly. Catspaw, I think I just allowed you in. No, maybe not. I don't know. What's going on here? How do I invite Catspaw? Catspaw, can you get in here? Oh.
That was so scary.
Oh. It's still Badger.
I still want to kick you, but
I can't kick Badger for some reason. Oh, he's gone. Okay, Catspaw, get in here. Can we get Catspaw in here? Oh. All right, Catspaw, if you can't join, I'm going to invite Wargaming. Somebody's got to join. Jay. I'll invite Jay too. Let's get them all in here. Oh, Wargaming. What's up?
Hello. You can hear me right?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's up?
Nothing much. I'm really excited for the new Bad Batch season.
Oh, yeah?
And a movie.
What about the Rey movie? What is your take on that?
I'm excited for it, but not as much as the Mando movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's just the Mandalorian itself is more exciting than the sequel trilogy. It's not that crazy. I mean, Daisy Ridley does make me a little bit more excited for this Rey movie, though. What she's saying is pretty good.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
The thing I want to see with I like Mandalorians in general. I hope they kind of go back into time with Mandalorians in general for like shows or a movie.
That'd be cool. Like get some Tar Vizsla or something, or maybe even some of the Civil War that they went through, because it's like 1,000 years. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What about Bad Batch season 3? Are you hyped up for that? What do you think? Tech is alive? Let's start with there.
It's a 50-50. I cried when I saw him fall. I'm serious.
Oh, I don't. Many of us did. Yes, many of us did.
I think it's a chance if Star Wars does what it always does, bring people back from the dead.
That's true.
Realistically, probably not.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best bet to not bring him back because it would take away from that second season's ending. But if they bring him back evil and that stormtrooper that clone trooper that's in the trailer that people think that might be Tech, then I could see it working. But I don't want him to come back personally, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna take you out and maybe get one more person in here before we end this thing.
Okay.
I don't know how to take you out, but if you could leave, that'd be nice. Oh, awesome. He took himself out. Cool. All right, Cat's Paw, we're trying one more time with you. You can do it, I believe. I'm going to eat a cookie, guys. Don't worry about me. If anybody else wants to get in, and Jay, you want to... Let's get one more person in here. Jay, you want to come back? That's a bomb cookie, I must say. All right, Jay, I'm inviting you. Jay, Wonder in the house. What's up, Jay? I cannot hear you, Jay. Are you muted? Did I mute you? You gotta unmute yourself, I think. You got to unmute yourself. Oh, Jay just left. Okay. Okay, Jay. Where's the good cup follow orders? Hang on, I got one more sip of this. Hang on. All right, can you get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please, right here? As Jay maybe tries to figure out his own audio issues over there. Jay, I'll leave the stage open for you for just another minute. All right. Oh, Cat's Paw raised her hand again. See if Cat's Paw can get in here. Come on. You got it. You want a cookie? Here, have one. Ready? Catch. Are you guys ready? Catch your cookie.
Got it.
Oh, we did it.
Funny.
What's up?
Oh, well, it wouldn't give me the accept button the first few times, so it finally gave it to me.
That's okay. All right, let's hear it. Ray movie, what's your take? What do we think? Ray movie. Do you like what Daisy Ridley's saying?
A few times, so it finally gave it to me.
That's okay.
Hello, hello.
Let's hear it. Ray movie, what's your take?
Oh, you gotta mute the stream behind you.
Let's see. I like the concept of it, but I really hope they could find a different director.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Charmine is pretty divisive. Hey, Cat's Paw, could you actually mute the stream behind you, please?
I really hope they could find a different director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. No, I don't want that on there.
No, you're good. Could you just mute the stream behind you?
Oh.
Because I'm just hearing myself
I figure out
twice,
how
you know?
to do that. Okay.
Yeah, no, so Daisy Ridley, I think, is saying all the right things about this movie. I think Charmine obaid-chinoy is saying all the wrong things about this movie. And her being involved is not really the best bet. So, yeah, I agree with you. If there is a person that they could bring in that would be a better director, I would be all for it. It's not like the end of the world if Charmine is the final director for this movie. But, I mean, I'd love to see somebody else, at least.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of great women directors.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, I'm just seeing too much of this, like the message and activism coming into Star Wars when it's kind of dividing the fandom, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, and as much as it should be there, like all those messages and stuff are always been in Star Wars. Once it becomes the front page of the whole thing, then that's the issue. You can have it in there.
There's always been subtle messages, not smack in your face messages like
exactly.
they're trying to all over now.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears a little bit here. Bad Batch Season 3. Are you excited?
Oh, I am so excited.
Yeah.
I am so sad, though it's going to be the last season. It's.
That's true.
But maybe they'll have another spin-off of it eventually, I think.
Yeah, what do you think is going to be the next animated show? Because they're not going to stop making animated shows now.
Oh, I'm always going to fight for the Clone Rebellion.
Yeah.
We got to know what that understory is about, because in Rebels, one of the ones where they go get Rex off that desert planet and the other boys, they mentioned about he's not the one who betrayed us. So
Yeah.
there has to be some other storyline that Dave threw out there for that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Bad Batch season 3 actually might cover a little bit of that. I mean, the first 2 seasons did cover a little bit of that, with the clones being sort of cycled out with the TK troopers and then the stormtroopers and stuff like that. So maybe season 3 will give us a little bit more of that. But yeah, what do you think about a animated Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show?
Oh, excited.
That would be awesome.
I want to see, what the whole building of that is and
Yeah.
who else they bring in for young Jedis.
Yeah, that's true, because they could build up a lot of characters that we could fall in love with just to get their heads chopped off by Ben Solo.
He didn't do it. It was all Snoke's fault.
That's true. And the Knights of Ren.
He's
All
the
right,
one who blasted the planet.
Yes, very true. All right, Catspaw, I appreciate you. I'm going to get you on out of here, or if you could leave yourself, that'd be nice. I'm going to end this stage, actually. First time actually doing these.
Okay.
I appreciate
Thank you guys. Nice talking to you.
Of course. All right, I'm going to end that stage right there. That was pretty cool. We've never done that here live, and that was the first time trying, and honestly, it went very well for the most part. Other than Cat's Paw can't figure out how to press the join button. Just kidding, much love. Honey Badger came in first, and then we had War Gaming, and of course, Cat's Paw, but we'll get some more people in and out. Well, now that we know how to do it, we'll start doing it more frequently, maybe every other Saturday or something like that. We'll figure it out. That's a lot of fun. Getting to actually have a conversation with you guys is a lot more easier for me, because now I don't have to talk the entire time, and I can actually work off of somebody and eat my cookies while you guys are talking. Because there's a lot of words, but I'm just standing here talking to you guys, I'm eating the cookie, Yeah. So, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys. If you want to do a call-in for the next one, which will probably be next Saturday or the Saturday after, then you have to join the Discord in the description below. It's a fun, awesome Discord. We got a bunch of people in there. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me catch up on some chats. That's a bomb cookie, I must say. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Let's see. Jeez, you guys chat so much. That sounded like a complaint, but it was awesome. All right, let's see. No more Snoke, no more Palps. I'm sick of them. Okay, interesting. Okay, where was I? Here we go. There's a book, Phasma. I've read it. She knew about Brandol Hux. Phasma is a wasted character. I've heard the book does a lot more explaining on the Phasma character than even the whole trilogy does, which is kind of cool. I have not read the Phasma book, honestly, but I might actually have to. Yeah. Because she could have been a great character. I agree with that. Are the cookies girlfriend? What? I'm confused. Okay. Tony says, don't get the release of shows in Disney Plus as an indication of actually chronological order. The Bad Batch occurs before the original trilogy, and most of the live-action Disney Plus occurs after Endor. That's true. Is that not the case on Disney Plus? I'm not too sure. I appreciate the hearts too, guys. Honey Badger says, Omega and Alpha, Boba, is Alpha. Remember who Omega's big brother is, y'all. Yeah, I hope we do see Boba Fett, because we could see Boba and Omega meet in this third season of The Bad Batch, and nobody's really talking about that. Yeah. Oh my God. Salty, that's insane. Catherine says, my new router is not hooked up to my computer. This old laptop won't do Discord. That's okay, Catherine. There's always next time. New feature. The delay can be muted. Maybe. I don't know. Honey Badger says, that was scary. No, it wasn't. That was fun. Much different than streaming. I hate my voice, y'all. You literally stream on Twitch. Fearless says, I don't dare go on a call in the live. Why not, Fearless? Because I would be so nervous and probably shuddering and talking nonsense. Hey, I sit up here and talk for 2 hours 3 times a week, in front of you guys. I think you guys can do it. It's not that difficult. I mean, you just imagine that you're not talking to anybody and you're just talking to yourself, eating cookies, staring at a camera screen, you know? Oh, guys, talk about Star Wars. You know? You know? Honey Badger says, oh my God, I was shaking in my boots. What are you guys talking about? There's not that many people here. Like, this isn't sitting in front of 1,000 people talking, having a performance. This is 20 people in a chat having fun. Okay. Ian says, this is hilarious and keeps my mouth closed. And keep your mouth closed while you're eating. You know what? You know what, Ian? You know what? Just for you, I'm going to continue to eat these cookies. Okay. Let's see. Honey Badger says, where are the Good Cup Fall orders? Yes, got it right here. Boom. I appreciate the Good Cup Fall orders. You need a cookie? Here, have a cookie. Ready? I just nailed the camera. Hang on. I got cookie on my camera. Damn, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was a snipe. Well, now there's a... Did you guys catch that cookie? It's gone. Where did it go? Okay. Catherine says, I had to take a course on public speaking. It is good to face your fears. There you go. That means Fearless has to get on this. Fearless, your name is Fearless. You have less fears than everybody else. You got to get on this next time, Fearless. We're forcing you. Ian says, it took me 5 minutes to work out how to log into Discord. That's funny. Honey Badger says, I started Good Cups Full orders just by being dumb after Mike said something about his cup and it was stuck. What? Okay. I bet you did start Good Cups Full orders. I don't remember how it started though. There is a noise suppression that can be turned on for the background noises. Yeah, I think it was just because the stream was on in the background, but we'll figure it out. That was the first try, you know. I was worried that cookie was gonna actually break my camera. That would have sucked. I literally hit it right on the lens. I'm gonna have to go back and slow-mo that because it hit it right down the middle. I thought it was gonna like crack the lens or something. That was scary. Last time I do that. War Gaming says, I think we should do the call-ins again. I agree. Yeah, we'll definitely do call-ins again. That was fun. Being able to talk to you guys is a lot of fun because I don't really get to. I get to get a voice to the name now. Now I need a name to the voice. Star Wars 5, what's up, says, I missed the stream last Saturday. Don't worry about it. Just came in to say, what if Ventress returns? I'm pretty sure... if Ventress returns, I'm pretty sure then Ben will too. Too many are returning for him not to at this point. Yeah, Ben Solo, a lot of people would love to see return. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah. Honey Badger says, public speaking sucks. I hate being in front of a crowd, and I stream on Twitch. Two completely different things, I promise. Anxiety sucks. Well, sorry. Adventure of Omega and Clone Wars stories, I have spoken. I could see an Omega spin-off show. If she does go off with Asajj Ventress, I could see that, for sure. Give Omega a ship and a droid and have her be a PG Lara Croft. Oh, from Tomb Raider? I could see something like that. Having Omega being a bounty hunter or something like that, going off with Asajj Ventress would be really, really cool. Yeah. John Mitchell says, how do I call? I have a word. You have to be in the Discord and then join the Discord call-ins session that was in. We'll do it again, John. Don't worry about it. Salty Texas Ranger says, peace out, Mike. Where's my t-shirt? Where's your t-shirt? I'm confused. What are you talking about? Chris says, there's rumors for a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple TV show. That would definitely fix some of the character arcs. Oh, it would fix a ton of character arcs. From Ben Solo to Luke Skywalker to the Knights of Ren, even to Snoke, possibly to Palpatine, even to Leia and Han. You could literally take a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show and explore everything about all the characters at the time, just like the Clone Wars did for the prequel trilogy. John Groom says that would be what they would announce on May the 4th after the Bad Batch ends. Ooh, that would be kind of cool. Right after the Bad Batch ends, they announce the next animated project. That would be awesome. Yeah. Catherine says, not the public speaking, but I hate the camera. I clearly hate the camera. I threw a freaking cookie at it. Are we good on the stream here? Why? Can we get some more likes on this stream? God damn. Just kidding. We got a lot of likes. I appreciate all of you. I hate public streaming, but I hate public speaking, but streaming, I'm in my zone. It's the same thing. Are the cookies GF? I don't know what that means. Oh, gluten-free. Ah, no. No, they are not. They are full of gluten. Actually, I don't know. I didn't make them. Chris says, but I do think that Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple TV show has a release date. Oh, it does not have a release date. Or it hasn't been announced or confirmed yet. No, it is not. Yeah. Have you ever had a bad cookie? Damn. Jay, that just put me in an existential crisis. Have I ever had a bad cookie? Huh. I think we have to end the stream. I really got to think about this one. Have I ever had a bad cookie? No. Never. 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 Okay, Neil, what's up, says, is there a way that they could avoid Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine? Or do you think they'll address this again? Oh, I think it will definitely be brought up again. The same way that they brought up Leia being the daughter of Vader when she was in the Senate, and then she got thrown out of the Senate because she was the daughter of Vader, I think something similar will happen. Because being the daughter of Vader is one thing. Being the granddaughter of Palpatine, the guy who literally took over the galaxy not once, but twice, that's a big issue. So I think that'll definitely be brought up at some point in the future. And I hope it does. I hope it really does. Yeah. And Neil, I got a question for you. Have you been in the chat for this entire hour and 45 minutes? Because I know you chatted at the beginning and said hello there, or whatever you said. Just curious. Just curious. Star Wars 5 says, also, Daisy Ridley was in New York just a few days ago. I wonder if she visited Adam Driver. He lives 20 minutes away. She's promoting her new movie, though. Yeah, that's what she was on the Today Show. The Today Show is in New York. I don't know. I'm sure they're friends, but I don't know if they're that close of friends, you know? Cat's Boss says, I really need to do some research on this chat thing. The delay throws you off a little. Yeah, it's definitely something new for a lot of people. Honey Badger says, I can't sit there and talk like you do, Mike. I just play video games. Yeah, I do a lot of talking, don't I? That's awesome, Neil. I was just wondering, but that's cool. I appreciate you. Star Wars 5 says, anyways, I think that Adam Driver will be in the Rey movie. I don't care what people say. Take it easy, everyone. I appreciate you. And I do think he will be too. Maybe as a Force Ghost, but maybe as a real life guy. I liked the stream just for the cookies. Thanks, Ian. I hope you liked your cookie. Can I get a cookie, Mike? Well, no, I can't throw another one at the TV screen. I mean, at the camera. Schnikes. I just scrolled down so far. GF means girlfriend in some cases or gluten-free. Okay, there you go. Imagine a show where Omega and Asajj are on the trail to find Boba Fett, her long-lost brother, and have to fight a few bounty hunters along the way at the same time escaping the Empire. That would be awesome. That would be quite cool, I must say. I once had a bad cookie. It was a diet cookie, and it tasted like sadness. It was a diet cookie, and it tasted like sadness. That's awesome, Ian. That's awesome. Is the Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show going to be live action or animated, you think? I think it'll definitely be animated. They're not going to pay so much money to deepfake Luke, Leia, and Han for the entirety, and Ben Solo for the entirety of a show, when they could just do it in animation for a lot cheaper. Dominic, what's up? Honey Badger says, my Star Wars fantasy never runs out. I have a ton of theories. I tell Mike all the time when we play Fortnite together. I even told him Omega was Force sensitive, and he called me stupid. Well, guess what? You're stupid. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That video comes out tomorrow about Omega being Force sensitive. Ooh, it's good. It's real good, yeah. It's a good video for sure. I'm editing it right now, and it's a long one. It's about almost 10 minutes, I think, right now. So it's a good one. Ben Solo is in the World Between Worlds, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I could see that, yeah. And maybe Rey goes to the World Between Worlds or somehow communicates with him. I could see that for sure. Ian, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Honey Badger says, What? Give me animated Luke and Mark Hamill's voice. Take my money now. Well, they still have to de-age his voice, yeah. Ben Solo in the Rey movie would be the only thing that would save it for me. I think a lot of people would think the same. All right, let's go back to the Rey news a little bit here. This is actually Daisy Ridley. This is coming from Variety. Let's read this article up real quick. Wargaming says, in that video you should put when you threw the cookie at your camera in slow-mo. Ooh, that's actually a good idea. I might do that. All right, let's read this article up. Daisy Ridley, new Star Wars director, says it's about to... Oh, wait, what? This is not the article I wanted. No, it's not. Damn it. I wanted this article. Here we go. I clicked on the wrong one, I guess. Daisy Ridley recalls director J.J. Abrams' advice after Star Wars casting. This is a religion for people. So this is coming from the same interview, I believe. But this is also about all the way back from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and how Daisy Ridley was really nervous to be in the Star Wars galaxy. Daisy Ridley called director J.J. Abrams' words of wisdom recalled J.J. Abrams' words of wisdom following her casting in 2015's The Force Awakens, saying this week that he told her to understand the scale of the film franchise before accepting the lead role. Because a lot of actors, a lot of actors and actresses come into Star Wars not really knowing the full extent of the galaxy far, far away and the fandom around it. So Daisy needed to be warned by J.J. Abrams. Ridley played protagonist Rey in The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, leading the Star Wars films through the first years following Disney's acquisition of the George Lucas universe. This is not a role in a movie, Daisy recalled Abrams telling her in the new interview with Inverse. This is coming from this interview. This is a religion for people. It changes things on a level that is inconceivable. This is not wrong. I mean, we're sitting here, all 20 of us sitting here, talking about Star Wars. And we do this 3 times a week. And talk about it on the other days as well, all the time. At least I do. So it is quite a religion for some people, or it's very, very important to them. And it's something bigger than you could even understand. J.J. Abrams, that's what J.J. Abrams said. Ridley says, was right. Star Wars changed her life, launching her status as a celebrity and pushing her into the forefront of an extremely passionate fan base. Let's be honest. Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, all these people weren't big actors or actresses before Star Wars. Same can be said about Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford. Same can be said about Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen. Like, these people become massive, huge household names after they are in Star Wars because Star Wars is that big. Yeah. For friends and family or any people who see something in a slightly different way than you do, there's this projection of you and you in the world and how it feels to do this and that, she said. You were like, well, actually, I am just a human being, separate from that. It's quite this wrestle of the reality and the fantasy that's often projected onto you. So this is talking about how actors and actresses, because of the roles that they play, certain friends and family and other people think about them in certain ways. But that's not really the case, because they are normal people just like us. But we sort of see Rey or Daisy Ridley as Rey. And we don't know her personally, so we just see her as that character. And that's kind of what she's saying here. Ridley said that the stress came to her quickly. When all the craziness was going on, I was like, I'm good, I'm coping, I'm fine. Everything was fine. And I was fine, for the most part. But I think what I was really grappling with was that it was my normal. But I think it was not normal to other people. So it was normal to her at first. Because the first movie, she wasn't really being talked about, like, people didn't really know who she was. But then after The Force Awakens made $2 billion in one of the most profitable movies of all time, then she became a household name. And come to the second one, her stress soon manifested physically. And by the time of The Last Jedi reached theaters, Ridley developed holes in her gut walls. My body was just fucked up, she told GQ in 2019. I got tests done, and it turned out that my body was taking in no nutrients. I was just a little skeleton, and I was just so tired. I had become a ghost. So Daisy Ridley was literally becoming a Force ghost in real life because of the stress of the whole saga. Ridley took a 6-month break before filming The Rise of Skywalker, helping her recover. Then the real end happened. After the last Star Wars came out, Rise of Skywalker, and everything was quiet, I was like, what the fuck? Daisy Ridley said. I was grieving. So she was pretty upset after it was over because she loved doing it. The experience ultimately took years to progress and was aided by the pandemic and started 2 years after Skywalker. Having to sit in lockdown was incredibly helpful in a way I hadn't anticipated, Daisy Ridley said. I realized that there was a lot that I hadn't processed properly, of course, talking about Star Wars. And that's the end of it. But that's pretty crazy. I mean, talk about The Last Jedi doing some damage. We talked about it doing damage to the Star Wars fandom or doing damage to Mark Hamill and how he sees the character of Luke Skywalker. Did some damage to Rey, or to Daisy Ridley, I should say, physically. She was so stressed out because, probably because The Last Jedi was such a crazy movie, that her body was breaking down. She was turning into a Force ghost in real life. That's pretty crazy. That's wild. So if you ever wonder how bad The Last Jedi was, just remember, Daisy Ridley's body started to literally deteriorate because it was so bad. That's how bad The Last Jedi was. Jay says, I didn't realize working on Star Wars was so stressful. You got to keep this in mind. Working on Star Wars is stressful. However, working on Star Wars when it's the sequel trilogy and the fandom is not liking it, and they're like, who are you? You're this new character. We don't like you. We want the original characters back. That's going to be pretty stressful. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. These cookies are bomb, must say. Tell me in the chat now or in the Discord after if this stream, me eating cookies, made you go make cookies after this stream. Okay. Where was I? Honey Badger says, yes. Maybe one day Lucasfilm will hire people who actually care about the product, like the genius Bryce Dallas Howard. She is amazing and cares, and has a gorgeous vision on the story. Well, they did hire her, just not to direct a movie, to direct The Mandalorian. Yeah. Ben will return. How else will they make 10, 11, 12 without an actual Skywalker? I don't think it'll be 10, 11, 12. I think they're going to start a new saga in this post-Episode 9 world. Yeah. Catherine says, Mike, will you start having guests? I nominate Meta Nerds. I don't know who Meta Nerds is, but I wouldn't mind having guests maybe every once in a while. That would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll figure it out. Honey Badger says, Bryce Dallas Howard, Rick Family Goat, John and Dave are absolutely the best things that have happened to Star Wars since George Lucas created it. Their love and passion for the brand is why I returned to Star Wars. Yeah, they're definitely four incredible directors, producers, whatever you want to call them, really good writers and all that. So yeah, I completely agree. Because of Mando Season 1, if that was never Mando, I wouldn't even be here today. If there was never Mando, I would never be here today. Because of the sequel trilogy, makes sense. Jay says, I didn't realize... Oh, I already said that. Everyone was quiet after 9 because it ended. Because the ending was so shit. No offense. Yeah, but people were really quiet because they didn't want it to end like it did. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Okay, I really am out of here this time. I just didn't turn off the stream and I heard that. Catch you next week. See you later, Odd. Appreciate you. The Last Jedi wasn't that bad. I know, Fearless. I'm just messing with you. Jay says, I am eating cookies right now with you, Mike. Oh, I already caught one of you. I already got one of you. Tony says, Meta Nerds is great. All right, now I got to look up Meta Nerds. Meta Nerds. Meta Nerds lore? Okay, this guy's got 420,000 subscribers. You think this guy's going to want to come on my stream? I don't know. I don't think so. Oops. I don't think he's going to want to come on my stream. I hate to break it to you guys. This guy gets a whole lot more views than me. And I don't see it happening. But maybe someday. Maybe someday. Cat's Paw says, need to make some snickerdoodle cookies now after the stream. Boom, got another one. Sebastian said, what do you think about phase 1 of the High Republic books? I must say, it's actually really good. It was surprisingly good to me. It set up a brand new cast of Jedi, a brand new cast of characters, very, very well. Set up a good story with a good bad guy that wasn't the Sith, which is very hard to do with the Nihil, or the Nihil, whatever you want to call it. And it made me want to read more, which was interesting. So I was very satisfied with phase 1 of the High Republic. I wanted to see more, and I want to start phase 2, but I'm just been very busy. I hope they do some live action stuff in the High Republic and some movies and shows and all that stuff. But we'll see. Yeah. Tony says, another positive person is Phoenix Squadron. Let's see how many subscribers he has. Just kidding. Phoenix Squadron. Phoenix Squadron has 15,000 subscribers. That's more my speed a little bit. It's only about just over double my view, mine. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Just subscribe to his channel. All right. Jay says, if you do get Darth Melvin on here. Actually, Melvin might come on. He might come on. He would be very negative, as he always is, but he might come on. War Gaming says, I might have to go make some chocolate chip cookies now as well. Boom, got him. Got them all. You guys are all trapped now. All right. Wow, 2 hours already? I think this was a great stream. I think having the call-ins was so fantastic. Let's see where this poll ended that we kept up almost the entire stream. Do you agree with Daisy Ridley? 68, but the math is not mathing. So 69% of you guys did say yes. 31% saying no. I agree with Daisy Ridley completely. I love that she was backing the fans. I love that she was saying what she was saying and how she's actually getting me excited for the Rey movie. because that's very tough to do. An extension of the sequels is very, very tough to do. So I look forward to it. And of course, the Bad Batch is becoming closer and closer. It's less than a month away. Less than a month away, okay? And let's watch out for that video tomorrow. Probably 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when that video will drop of Omega being Force sensitive, okay? So watch out for that video. Of course, as always, smash a freaking like on this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. Call-in was incredible today. I love doing the call-ins. It's the first time we ever did it. It was amazing. There's definitely going to be more in the future. Huge shout out to Cat's Paw, Wargaming, and Honey Badger for being the first 3 people to ever call into this stream. That was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, the best way to support the channel is, of course, smashing that like button and watching the videos. But becoming a member as well. It's only 99 cents. It's in the description below. Join, become a member today. We're doing a giveaway very, very soon to end off this month. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to get on out of here. You guys, the absolute best. Absolute best. So, I appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. And may the Force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. I appreciate all you guys so much more than you'll ever know. And I'm just now rhyming and I don't even know how to stop. So, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. Enjoy all those cookies I made you all eat. And good night, everybody.